This weekend, me and a friend were out in my garage having a good conversation about the value of patience. I can honestly say that most of the mistakes that I look back on in my life were the result of just being impatient. Financial decisions, relational decisions, things that I regret. I look back on and I think if I would have just slowed down and been patient, I probably wouldn't have made that same mistake. Patience is something that doesn't come naturally to us. It's something we don't really like to talk about. We want it in other people, but it's not something we focus on a lot. The book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 29, the proverb says, "It is smart to be patient." The book of Proverbs is just so very practical and very direct. It's smart to be patient. And the other side of that is true as well. It is not smart when you're not patient. And so I want to talk to you this week about being patient and how it can pay off in your life and some of the special times when you really need to be patient and just the value of patience in your life. Because I don't know if you're like me, but it doesn't come naturally, but it is something you can learn. It's a skill you can learn to be patient. And I would say that there are two times in your life when you really, there's more than two, but let's just talk about these two today. The two times today that we'll talk about when it's really important to be patient. The first time is when you don't have all the facts. And we live in a world where we like to just fly off the cuff, read something on Facebook, hear a story, talk to somebody, and just immediately chime in, make sure our voice gets heard, make sure that our opinion gets put in the pot with everybody else's. We don't want to be left out. And so sometimes we rush to make a comment. Sometimes we rush to make a decision. We rush to make sure we're included and not left out. And sometimes when you do that, you don't have all the facts. You don't know everything you need to know. Maybe you call this, I'm just going with my gut, or I'm just going with how I feel. I'm following my heart. And it's really not a good plan when it comes to decision making. It's ultimately a way of life that's going to lead you down a path of destruction and pain. Jeremiah says that the heart is deceptive above all things and not to be trusted. And so just going with your heart is not always a good idea because your heart will deceive you. So when it comes to making a decision or sharing your opinion or just even getting involved in something, don't do it until you have all the facts or you've collected as much information as you possibly can. When you're patient, you'll be smart and things will get better and things will be more rewarding in the end. So the first time to be patient is when you don't have all the facts. And the second time to be patient, maybe the most important, be patient when you're angry or when you're hurt or when you're depressed or when you're sad. Just when you're in an emotional state in general, it's important to be patient and not make rash decisions based on the way you feel. Those are the decisions that ultimately lead to regret. So if something happens that makes you angry, one of the things you have to do is just take a deep breath and be patient, go slow. James 1:19 says that all of us as Jesus followers should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. And there's a rhythm that James is talking about there. We're quick to use our ears, but we're slow to use our mouth. Quick to try and understand, but slow to offer an opinion or to react or to respond. Patience is something that if you learn how to deploy it in your life, it will improve your life. There are times in life when God just needs you to slow down. And so this week, today, you're going to have opportunities. We all will. We'll have opportunities to react, to jump into something, to respond, to make a decision without all the facts, to make a decision based on our anger or our hurt feelings. I think the scripture would tell you just to take a breath, to take a minute, maybe to take a day, and don't make any rash decisions. Don't make any hurried decisions. Be patient. It is smart to be patient. My prayer for me and my prayer for you is that God would find us today being patient.